Hey everyone, welcome back to IELTS Time. Today we're talking about something we all experience but feel differently about rain. You'll hear two very different viewpoints. First up is Joseph, who really doesn't enjoy rainy days. Then we'll hear from Blondie, who actually prefers them, especially heavy showers. As you watch, notice how simple, everyday experiences can be described in clear and personal ways. Alright, let's start with Joseph.
Do you like rainy days? Why or why not?
Not at all. Rainy days usually put me in a bad mood because they make everything feel a bit dull and inconvenient. I prefer clear, sunny weather where I can actually enjoy being outdoors without worrying about getting soaked.
Did you enjoy rainy days when you were a child?
Not really. Most kids around me used to get excited about splashing in puddles, but I was never into that. I remember feeling irritated whenever it rained because it meant I couldn't play outside comfortably. Even back then, I preferred staying indoors and avoiding all the mess and discomfort that came with wet weather.
Does it often rain where you live?
Unfortunately, yes. I live in a city where it rains more often than I'd like, especially during the transitional seasons. It's manageable, but it definitely makes commuting and planning activities more annoying.
What do you usually do when it rains?
I tend to stay indoors whenever possible. I might catch up on work or watch something online simply because going out in the rain feels like unnecessary trouble.
How do you feel when you get caught in the rain?
Honestly, I find it extremely frustrating. I hate that sticky feeling of wet clothes, and I always worry about my phone and laptop getting damaged. It just throws off my entire day.
Do you prefer light rain or heavy rain?
If I had to choose, light rain is slightly more tolerable because at least I can still walk around without getting drenched. But generally speaking, I'm not a fan of any kind of rain.
Has rain ever ruined your plans? What happened?
Definitely. There have been several times when I planned to play sports or meet friends outdoors, only to have everything cancelled because of sudden showers. It's always disappointing and feels like wasted time.
Do you think people's moods change on rainy days?
Yes, I do. From what I've seen, rain tends to make people quieter and a bit sluggish. In my case, it definitely lowers my energy and motivation to do anything outside.
What kind of clothes or items do you use on rainy days?
I usually carry a compact umbrella and wear a waterproof jacket. Even though I don't like the hassle, I try to keep things minimal because I really don't enjoy dealing with rain gear.
Do you enjoy the sound of rain? Why?
Not particularly. Some people find it relaxing, but to me, it's just a reminder that I'm stuck indoors or that I'll have to navigate puddles outside later.
Is there any season in your country when it rains a lot?
Yes, the rainy season hits in late spring and early summer. The weather becomes unpredictable, and sudden downpours are common, which is honestly my least favorite time of the year.
That was Joseph. Let's take a moment to look at how he expresses his ideas and why his responses sound natural. Joseph's responses give us a clear picture of someone who views rainy days as a disruption rather than a pleasant change in weather. What stands out immediately is how consistently his answers reflect a sense of inconvenience. He describes rain as something that puts him in a bad mood, which helps us understand not just his preference, but the emotional tone behind it. As he continues, his language shows a strong emphasis on practicality. He mentions getting soaked, cancelled plans, uncomfortable clothes, and the risks of damaging his belongings. Through these details, we learn that his dislike isn't exaggerated or dramatic. It comes from everyday annoyances that many listeners can relate to. Another interesting element of Joseph's overall responses is the way he talks about his childhood. He contrasts himself with other children who enjoyed splashing in puddles, highlighting that even then, rain represented discomfort to him. This adds a bit of personal history and makes his attitude feel more deeply rooted, rather than temporary or based on one bad experience. We also see that he tends to describe rainy weather using words like dull, annoying, and inconvenient. These choices reinforce his perspective without sounding forced. What's effective here is that the negative tone doesn't become repetitive or harsh. Joseph still speaks in a steady, everyday manner. By sharing small, concrete examples such as cancelled outdoor plans or the hassle of carrying rain gear, he keeps his answers relatable. Altogether, Joseph's responses show how someone with a strong dislike for rain naturally communicates that feeling. His tone, word choices, and examples all support the same viewpoint, giving his answers a unified and authentic voice. Now it's time to hear from someone with a totally different take on rain. Blondie. Do you like rainy days? Why or why not?
I don't mind them at all. I wouldn't say I want it to rain every single day, but there's something soothing about it, especially when it's pouring. Heavy rain makes everything feel more atmospheric, and I actually find it quite calming.
Did you enjoy rainy days when you were a child?
Yes, I did. I remember watching storms from the window and feeling oddly fascinated by them. I never really played in the rain, but I liked the sound and the drama of it even back then.
Does it often rain where you live?
It does, especially during the transition between seasons. Some people complain about it, but I honestly don't see it as a big deal. As long as I'm prepared, I don't mind it.
What do you usually do when it rains?
If I'm at home, I love making a cup of tea and reading while listening to the rain. If I'm out, I just carry on with my day. Rain doesn't stop me from doing anything. It's more of a mild inconvenience at worst.
How do you feel when you get caught in the rain?
If it's a heavy downpour, I actually find it a bit fun in a strange way. Obviously, getting completely soaked isn't ideal, but the sudden intensity of it feels refreshing. Light rain, on the other hand, can be slightly annoying because it's just damp without any drama.
Do you prefer light rain or heavy rain?
Definitely heavy rain. Light rain feels weak and drizzly, but heavy rain creates this immersive sound and atmosphere that I really enjoy. It's almost like nature is putting on a show.
Has rain ever ruined your plans? What happened?
Of course, it happens to everyone. There have been times when outdoor plans had to be cancelled, but I usually take it in stride. I'm the type of person who can easily switch to something indoors without feeling disappointed.
Do you think people's moods change on rainy days?
Yes, I've noticed that a lot of people get sleepy or grumpy when it rains. Personally, it doesn't affect me negatively at all. If anything, heavy rain makes me feel more relaxed and focused.
What kind of clothes or items do you use on rainy days?
I always carry a compact umbrella and I usually wear a light waterproof jacket. Nothing too bulky. I prefer staying practical without over-preparing, unless I know there's going to be a major storm.
Do you enjoy the sound of rain? Why?
Absolutely. The sound of heavy rain is one of my favourite things. It's rhythmic and grounding, almost like white noise, but more natural. It helps me concentrate or unwind, depending on my mood.
Is there any season in your country when it rains a lot?
Yes, late spring and early summer are the rainiest. The sudden storms during that time can be quite intense, but I actually enjoy the dramatic weather, just not every day, of course.
And that was Blondie. Let's take a look at her responses to the same set of questions. Blondie's responses offer almost the opposite perspective, and what makes them engaging is the calm, positive tone she maintains throughout. Instead of focusing on inconvenience, she highlights atmosphere and emotion. Right from the beginning, she describes rain as soothing, especially when it's heavy. This immediately signals that she experiences rain as something enjoyable rather than disruptive. Her mention of finding heavy rain calming or refreshing gives her answers a sensory quality, allowing the audience to imagine the sounds and feelings she's referring to. Her childhood memories also differ sharply from Joseph's. She recalls watching storms from the window and finding them fascinating. Instead of frustration or discomfort, she remembers curiosity and appreciation. This helps us understand that her positive attitude toward rain has been consistent since she was young, making her responses feel genuine and personal. Blondie also used descriptive language that focuses on atmosphere. Phrases like immersive sound and the drama of it create vivid imagery. These expressions help the listener visualize the experience, almost as if they're sharing the moment with her. Even when she acknowledges practical inconveniences, such as outdoor plans being cancelled, she frames them mildly and moves on without expressing disappointment. This shows flexibility and a relaxed approach to unexpected changes. Another key feature of her responses is her balance between emotional reaction and real-life detail. She talks about enjoying the sound of rain while reading, but she also mentions carrying an umbrella or wearing a waterproof jacket. This keeps her answers grounded and realistic, while still emphasizing the calm and reflective mood she associates with rainy days. Overall, Blondie demonstrates how someone can speak about an everyday topic in a way that feels thoughtful, peaceful, and expressive. Her language invites the listener to experience rain through her eyes, making her perspective both memorable and pleasant to listen to. So, as you just saw, two people can talk about the same topic, rain, and leave completely different impressions. Joseph focuses on all the little annoyances, while Blondie finds it calming and even kind of beautiful. The point of this lesson isn't to pick a better answer. It's to show that even everyday topics can become rich, engaging, and personal when you speak honestly from your own perspective. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next lesson. See you there.